So I've been homeless for a little over 2 weeks now, and one of the biggest things that I've learned from this experience thus far is the power of not caring what other people think, or rather, the freedom of not caring what other people think. I feel like a lot of people, they seek out power in their lives, but deep down they actually want freedom instead of power. The only reason why they seek out power is because they don't believe that freedom, which is power over oneself, is attainable for them. But what I've learned through these past 2 weeks and some change is that it is attainable. It is very much attainable. However, oftentimes, freedom and power can be one and the same, but they can also be the complete opposites of each other in the sense that oftentimes power is attained by adding to your life, whereas freedom is attained by subtracting things from your life. And one thing that I've learned is that the biggest source of freedom in this world, that I found at least, is removing the internal responsibility that you hold yourself to, the standard that you hold yourself to, as far as meeting other people's expectations of you. Hold on real quick. Before I get any further into this video, I just want to show you guys this view. Okay, this is the type of view that I get to see on pretty much a daily basis if I choose to. I'm not going to tell you guys where this is because this is one of my favorite spots to come to, but if you're from Southern California, you probably know where I'm at. Anyways, one thing that I've really learned, like I said earlier, is the power of not caring what others think. And believe me when I tell you that that was very difficult for me to reach. That point of not really caring what other people think was very difficult for me to reach because growing up, I was always a very highly sensitive person. And it didn't help that I was a boy at that. So I was expected to have tough skin, but I just didn't. I was always the type of person that subconsciously cared about what other people thought. No matter how many videos about confidence I watched, no matter how much I tried to pretend like I didn't care, I did. I cared. It bothered me. And one thing that I've realized is that, and this is just from maturity, not even from me taking this leap of faith, but just the general maturation process, is that when you have that fear of criticism, you have that fear of judgment, oftentimes it's about 95 to 99% self-inflicted. You are essentially ensuring judgment and rejection by rejecting yourself through other people's voices. That's something that I heard from Jeff Logan. Shout out to Jeff Logan. I heard him say that a lot of times we talk down about ourselves through other people's voices. It might be your friend's voice, it might be your family's voice, it might be your girl's voice, or just your partner's voice, anybody's voice. Sometimes if you have a platform, it could even be your subscribers' voices. And that's something that I had to learn, was that a lot of times I would not allow myself to create the content that I knew I wanted to create because I was envisioning the negative responses that I could and maybe would receive. But in reality, that was just a possibility that could potentially happen. And even if it did happen, more often than not, the response to just about every video I've ever posted on my channel has been overwhelmingly positive. I don't think I've ever posted a video which had a negative like to dislike ratio. It's never happened. But a lot of times I'll create a video which is me just being my authentic self, and those will be the videos that end up doing the best, but it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of surrender on my behalf to create that type of content. And that's what I've been challenging myself to do as of late, or even just putting myself in uncomfortable situations in general and documenting that process. Right now, I am vlogging with all of these people around. Okay, there's a lot of people at this park, at this place that I'm at. And for those of you who don't know, I don't like filming when other people can see me. I like filming in complete solitude, complete privacy. And as you guys can probably see, I'm looking around a lot more frequently than usual in my videos. Usually I'm good at maintaining eye contact, but right now I'm a little anxious. I feel a little bit of resistance as far as filming around all of these people. But that's forcing me to become better. I'm expanding my comfort zone. You have to expand your comfort zone if you want to find true freedom in your life. Now, how do you go about expanding your comfort zone? You do that by exposing yourself to uncomfortable situations. You have to expose yourself to uncomfortable situations. I want you to envision your comfort zone as a bubble of sorts. And all of these different things, these different situations that you could potentially put yourself in, which are at this point in time uncomfortable, which are outside of that bubble, will become comfortable as you begin to expand that bubble. You have to expand your own comfort zone to accommodate those situations where they are on the spectrum of discomfort. For example, one thing that I really struggled with at first was the notion of brushing my teeth at the gym or doing my skincare routine at the gym. In the back of my mind, I thought these people are going to know that I'm probably living in a car or I'm probably homeless, because why else would I be brushing my teeth and doing my skincare routine at the gym every single day? What I realized is that, first of all, I'm not the only one doing it. Second of all, who cares? Who really cares, bro? Who really cares about what I'm doing with my life? As long as I'm not infringing upon other people's well-being, then their opinions should not matter, which more often than not, they don't have opinions. But on the rare occasion that they do, which more often than not, they probably just keep them to themselves anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why is somebody else's opinion of my life relevant to me and my opinion of my own life? Nobody has the full perspective of my life. They don't know how I got to that point where I'm brushing my teeth at the gym every morning and every night. They don't have the full perspective. All they know is what they've seen before from other people and what they see at that exact moment. I'm going on a tangent here, but basically what I'm trying to say is that a lot of times we create these situations, we create this criticism and this judgment, these judgment mechanisms, these judgment systems in our minds, and these are the things which prevent us from stepping out of our comfort zone, right? So how do you go about letting go of the need to continue that cycle, to reinforce that system of judgment, of criticism, of self-criticism at that? You have to consciously and willingly put yourself into situations which force you to make a choice. You have to choose between your principles, your integrity, and what other people think about you. For example, maybe you are a Democrat. Maybe you vote blue every single election. But you're afraid of receiving judgment and criticism from people who vote red. It might behoove you to maybe go to a place where there are a majority red voting people, Republican people. And from there, you will expose yourself to that degree of criticism. And what you'll probably find is that a lot of those people are willing to have an open discussion if you are. They're willing to have an open discussion, and you'll probably realize that you have a lot more in common with those people than the differences that you have. You have more in common than you don't have in common. Because at the end of the day, we're all here. We're all here in this same place, and we're all just experiencing life from our own limited perspectives. And in that limited perspective, you essentially ensure that you will never truly understand anybody, but that also frees you of the responsibility of having to fulfill other people's expectations, and thus you're able to free yourself from other people's opinions. Because now you realize that it makes absolutely no sense to judge other people because you'll never have the full perspective. And on the flip side of that, it makes no sense to consider other people's judgments of you.